Welcome, podcast fans. It's time for the What's Up Bro podcast show presented by j&j Production Studios, the home for all your entertainment needs. All kinds of great topics discussed every week, a variety of different themes offered, special guest appearances, prize giveaways, and so much more. Stay tuned. And now, here are your hosts, Sam Crow and Big Hoss.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another thrilling episode of the podcast. It is I, Sam Crow, along with Taskmaster Bill. Tonight, we have another fun one for you guys. We've been having quite a lot of these lately. We have our series going on with the horror that we're doing, that you guys probably caught some episodes on. We sort of shifted gears into more, I guess we categorize this as still content, spicy content, but there's different things. Obviously, this is a little bit different than our last interview, which if you didn't catch that, you can. It's available now. That episode has dropped. Check that out. We had a lot of fun with that and more great stuff to come there as well. But tonight we continue this trend. So how we like to do this is, especially for the guests coming in. So I'm not going to bore everybody myself introducing you, but so tell everybody watching, listening, who you are, why you're here, and we'll have some fun after that. We're asking you some questions, but I'm going to play it's fun though. But who are you, by the way? No, I'm just kidding.
Hi. I'm Dark Princess. I am a content creator on Facebook, but I also do lots of things like cosplay and, just gaming and a lot of other things. So I have a lot of different areas of my content. And that's me.
How did you get started? What led you to get started in that? Was it one thing specific? Did you just kind of dabble? Where did your journey kind of start with all of that stuff?
Okay, so I actually started my Facebook page just because I wanted a place that I could share like my gaming content. So eventually, it started off as Dark Princess Gaming, and where I would just post like my gaming clips and things like that. But then I kind of started posting like little things like cosplay ideas or just sharing other people's stuff on my page. And then one day I got the confidence to actually post a cosplay and people loved it. And so then I started, posting books and just other things like, I guess you could categorize as nerdy, or like my special interests. So then I just became my own personality, I guess you could say, of Dark Princess.
Sure.
So I just completely dropped the gaming tag and now it's just whatever my little heart desires.
Okay. That's a good one there.
So what might be the most fun and enjoyable cosplay to be? Is it somebody who's a video game character? Is it a movie character? Is it a book character? Who you got?
So with me, my cosplay is a little different. I haven't done so far like a big named cosplay or anything like that, like a, let's say, Cat Girl or anything like that. What I have done so far has been images that people have either drawn, AI modified, or, let's say it's just like a small character that they saw on the internet. And they're just like, this person looks like you. And I'm like, okay, well, let's bring it to real life.
Okay.
Oh, now you've given me ideas with ChatGPT that I can create these crazy characters and give them to you.
And that's exactly what I do. So they have sent me ideas, especially like my followers, or I would have them or I would find two, let's say on Pinterest or on, Chat GPT or whatever. And I would post them and say, hey guys, let's vote. Which one do you want to see next? And then after my followers vote, then I actually put the look together and make a real life version of it.
Okay. Well, that's definitely an interesting twist. I mean, normally, there's a lot of the cosplayers that you see are typically the standard movie characters, action figure, that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a unique twist. It kind of brings more of a, I guess, realistic or realism to it, because obviously, who better you to play than yourself, essentially?
Mm-hmm.
So, which is really unique there. So what, and then as far, I know you said, you're doing different things with content, but Do you have, other than, I'm sure the gaming was big at that time, but do you have any specific demographic in any of your content that you find is very popular with people? Is there any particular sector that's really like, really love you for certain things, whether that is cosplaying or gaming or something else?
So, like I said, I am in a lot of communities. Like when we talked earlier, the main three, I guess you would say, would be my Sims girlies, my Sims 4 family. I am a part of the kink community, and I am a part of the polyamorous community. So those are the main three, besides gaming, like the broad version of gaming, because I do have all types of gamers on my page as well.
And the question we got to ask is, do they all get along?
On my page,
that's the question.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the question, because sometimes somebody that might be a gamer might not necessarily want anything spicy, and somebody who wants something spicy may want nothing to do with a simulator type game. So like they're not necessarily, but they could be overlapping.
You're clearly not a. You're clearly, well, I know we know you're not a big nerd for that one. You're a nerd for different reasons, but
just to let Dark Princess know, the last video game system I owned was the original Atari 2600.
So bottom line is he knows nothing about current events.
Although I am around lots of kids, so I hear from them. I have to ask them, who is this?
Probably want to give some context when you make that statement.
I'm an educator.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Not that it's necessarily wrong, but we have to be politically correct with certain things when we say it on the air, just because for obvious, well, I shouldn't say obvious reasons, but there's always something in this day and age. But no, that's really interesting too. Now, when you say, I want to just kind of expand this a little bit, a couple actually areas. So the two that you mentioned there in the kink community and the polyamorous community, like, so can you explain a little more in detail what those entails, like for you specifically, what that really means?
Sure. So for me personally, I am what's called me and my husband, we practice what's called kitchen table poly. Which that means that all of the partners or the metas, they all know about each other. We all know about each other. We communicate and we get along so well that we could all sit down at the kitchen table and let's say eat dinner together, and it wouldn't be weird. Like everybody knows about each other, but also gets along. So even if let's say he has a girlfriend, me and her aren't dating, but yet she's still like a friend to me. So like it would not be weird for her to come over even if he's not here. Like everybody has, that kind of connection or that kind of dynamic where we all talk, get along, and communicate with one another. Okay.
So essentially that's, I guess you could kind of say it's like a sister wives kind of thing in essence, maybe perhaps.
Kind of, not really.
Not quite to that level, no. But like as far as the I call it cohabiting, but as far as like for you and maybe other females involved, like you have this what's the word I'm looking for? This harmonious not I guess respect, but you do, like you say, you get along. So it's not like it's not a territorial issue, because they say a lot of times women, it's like hard to have, well, probably girlfriends, but obviously partners when you share a partner, whatever the case may be. I'm just saying that as a general case in point, which is very interesting. Now, is that a really, I don't know. I mean, I've heard some of it, but is that really a big thing for a lot of people? I'm sure there's got to be a huge group of people that like to do that, but is it one of the major, like, I guess in the kink world, there's a lot of things, but would you consider that a big one? Do you know a lot of people? I should say a lot of people, but is it as big as we think it might be, kind of a thing?
As in like kitchen table poly, or like polyamory in general?
I know polyamory, but like kitchen table, like, that's a different term, and I'm sure it's got to be somewhat popular, but
lots of different branches. So if you think of it as like an umbrella, so you have ethical non-monogamy, and then there's polyamorous under that. And so under polyamory would be all of these subcategories, whether it's kitchen table poly or swingers, or
all right.
So it just really depends on then you have some that only do V shapes. You have some that are like thruples. It really depends on what type of polyamory you want to go into. This type just works best for us. Just because, like, let's say, because I am pansexual, but let's say my husband has a girlfriend, just because he can date her doesn't mean that I necessarily can. Or let's say I get a girlfriend, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to have romantic feelings for each other. So kitchen table poly works for us. But it takes a lot of communication in general. Just to have, any type of dynamic like that, no matter whether it's swinging or whatever. Communication and those boundaries and having those guidelines set in place beforehand is absolutely a must.
And I would imagine there's a huge trust factor.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, lots of communication, lots of trust. Because, well, any kind of relationship, whether it's friendship, relationship, or whatever, you have to talk. You have to communicate those feelings. And if you don't properly communicate those feelings, then that's where a lot of the problems will come in. So it's a lot of constant reassuring, constant checking in, constant, just making sure things are okay. And not even just with your main partner, with your metas, with your partner's partner, whoever, like a lot of talking, communicating, and understanding.
And so what happens? Does let's say you bring home a wonderful young gentleman. What if he doesn't get along with your husband? What happens then?
So I've actually never had that happen, because usually I like to form, just me personally, but I like to talk and have an understanding before any of that comes into fruition. So let's say, I don't know, I meet a random guy named John. Me and John meet on Tinder or something. We talk, I get a vibe for him. Then I would introduce John to my husband. If for some reason the vibe is not there, then I would discuss it with both John and with my husband. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. So far, I haven't never had that happen. But then again, I'm a very picky person. So before I even get to that level, I probably have already tossed John out before he even got to meet the hubby.
I was going to say, and I'm guessing your hubby, you're probably very much similar personas that way. So there's probably not much conflict between the two of you either, I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say there's never been conflict. I mean, and just because people are polyamorous doesn't mean that you're not going to still have human emotions. You're still going to get jealous. You're still going to have doubts. You're still going to feel certain feelings, but it's how you talk and work through those feelings is what can make a strong couple, or especially in this type of lifestyle.
Okay. That makes sense.
And what is... sorry.
I was going to say, but to answer the question that he asked me earlier about the gaming communities and like my other communities that I'm in, it's kind of funny that sometimes they do overlap. Like, let's say I post something that's a little bit more risque, then I'll have like a random Sims girl be like, "Me too, girl." And I'm like, "Oh, let me find out," So it's like you never really know, even though that might not be the main, topic that they post about on social media. I am kind of like that bubble that no matter who trickles in, it's like, okay, well, I might not post about this, but I'll definitely like that for sure. Or they'll PM me and be like, "Oh girl, me and my hubby are going out of town this weekend. Can you give me advice on what kind of, spicy blah, 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 blah." Or, "Hey girl, I really like that lingerie you were wearing. Where can I order that?" So it's like, even though that might not be their main topic, they're still human. They're still, have their stuff. So I am kind of like that safe space where all these communities can kind of flourish without them actually having to post it on their own accounts, or that they can discuss it on my page, but without having to be so open about it on their own social medias.
Now, that is a good question too, because obviously your trajectory of things is positivity and, obviously uplifting, things like that. Again, similar vibes like we do that. But being is that you are, I guess, I'm not semi-famous, meaning obviously not celebrity type, but like in your own community, like you are very popular and obviously have a following and so forth. What do you do I'm sure you've probably had negative comments, you've had pushback on certain things. I would imagine trollers or haters, as they say. What are those interactions like, and how do you personally deal with them? Do you just ignore that? Like, what is that kind of a realm like, especially being in the public eye as much as you are?
I honestly haven't had a bunch of quote unquote haters. There's a couple. Like I just got a comment, like, because I have a NGL. If you don't know what that is, it's like where people can send you private messages and stuff. And someone just said, "I don't like you," and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck, like,
Fair.
So
Fair point.
So, like I've kind of gotten that kind of stuff, or whenever I was doing my modeling stuff, I am not a quote unquote petite woman. Yeah. I have curves, and I'm short, I have imperfections and things like that. So there's been things said kind of like, "Oh my God, you're wearing that 2-piece," and blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, girl, you should try it. So it's like I've always been kind of a smart ass. So anytime somebody says something to me, I have something I can throw back. But for the most part, it's usually pretty positive. And that's another thing that my page is about too, is that I am really big on body positivity. And just letting people know, like, it's okay to have stretch marks, it's okay to have moles or whatever, like, and you're still beautiful regardless.
Right.
So yeah, it's a lot of positivity. I had made a post probably about 5 months ago, because there was a girl I had posted, I think it was a lingerie picture.
Okay.
And she was like, "I can't believe you have the confidence to post
Wear
this."
that.
Or just in general. And I'm like, girl, what you don't realize is that whenever I went to go do that photo shoot, I was shaking. It was my first time going. I was shaking in my boots. I didn't know what I was doing. I was scared, but I still did it. Now that I've done it, I love it. It's like, you never know until you try. You have to put yourself out there. Go buy that lingerie suit. Go buy that 2-piece bathing suit, and don't give a fuck what nobody else thinks about it. But even if you think this person is the prettiest person in the world, or everybody has their own insecurities. Like, I don't care who you are, whether you're Beyonce or whoever you are, they still have their own insecurities. Nobody's perfect. We all have dimples and stretch marks and fat that from your arms or whatever. Just still go be confident. It's all about your own inner confidence.
Yeah, for sure. Now, obviously, go ahead.
I was just going to say, our podcast network is all about positivity. It's all about upliftingness, treating people with respect. But another aspect that we're really big on is positive mental health. And right now, there are a lot of people that struggle with many things. Could be financial, could be relationship, it could be prior trauma, etc. How does being a gamer, a wife, a kinkster, a video gamer, does it ever weigh heavy on you?
Well, again, like I said, I am human, so yes, whether it's dealing with the kids or dealing with whatever that's going on in my life, I do have my good days and my bad days, just like anybody else would. The main thing is having that support system, whether it's friends, family, my husband, or sometimes even my followers. Sometimes I will go on to my social media and just say, "Hey guys, I'm having a tough day," or "I'm having a tough time dealing with this," and just getting that positive feedback with I call them my royal followers, but from them, like, and also I think another reason, because he had mentioned earlier about my popularity, I think that's one reason that I do get a lot of positivity on my page, is that I talk. I talk with my followers just as much as they talk to me. Like,
right.
whether I let my PMs be open, so they are allowed to DM me. I will give them my Discord. They're allowed to chit chat with me. I don't mind having those kind of interactions with them. And I see a lot of people that are in my community don't do that. So they don't have those kind of personal relationships with them.
Right.
As long as they are respectful and aren't coming at me in a negative way, then yes, like, I am very much give as much as I take from my followers. And I see that they seem to appreciate that.
Well, that's good. That's a great way. It's a great healthy outlook to it. And really, honestly, which you probably saw if you watched the episode we did with Spicy Ash, they're very much similar in terms of, the positivity, the body, everything, which is fantastic. It's a big reason why we're showcasing this. It's trying to look at those other things. It's not the glam, the glitz. It's not always the spicy content. Yes, it is. It's what it is. But it's also just what you do, the efforts you put into, and the things that you really are passionate about that causes to create the stuff that you do. So what we're actually going to do is we want to take a short pause, give everybody a chance to. We're going to dive more into this because I want to ask you more about the creation side of that. We're going to focus on that a bit here next. But for you guys at home, we didn't get a chance to do this last time. I want to make sure we do that because everybody just deserves a bathroom break. We all have those moments. We're all getting older, like Bill. So it's important to have a bathroom break, get a snack. And again, if you know anybody who wants to see or watch this, go get your friends now. Tell them, hey, come check this out. This is a great chance to learn something new and get some great information. So we'll pause here briefly.
I do want to get into, we didn't touch on the kink side of it. So that will be something we talk about.
We're going to dive into all that, the content creating, the creation process, the kink side of that. We'll get into all of that. So we're going to take a quick fresher here. So now's a chance. You guys need a quick beverage. You need a snack if you wish. Get more comfortable, whatever the case is. We're going to talk more here. We're going to play a couple of commercials, then we'll come back. I'm going to put the mute mics on for you guys just so we don't have any unnecessary things. If you want to say anything off camera, you can, but we've had some embarrassing moments. We'll put it that way. So I want to make sure nobody says anything. They think their mic isn't on, and it is. If I had a blooper reel,
suppress me. You can't suppress me.
I can't kick you though. So if you keep doing that, I can boot you for sure. So don't tempt me, boy. No. Anyway, we're taking a short pause. We're going to come back. Plenty more here on the What's Up Bro show. We interview Dark Princess with us tonight. And again, we appreciate you guys being supportive of that. We'll get to know more for her and also where you can connect with her towards the end of the evening. But stay tuned. We got plenty more to talk about. We're not through yet. And hope you guys are having a lovely time. Hope you're having a lovely weekend. Looking forward to more. Stay tuned. Don't go away. We will be back very shortly after these brief messages and some tracks to get you guys in a very relaxed mood. So stick around. Stay tuned for more. And we'll see you in a minute.
We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned.
Are you looking for some extra cash? Are you wondering if that old jewelry or coin collection sitting around is valuable? Then visit Borger's Rare Coins and Fine Jewelry. Call or text owner Jeff at 973-390-4606 for a free evaluation, no pressure to buy or sell consultation, and answer any questions that you have. Also, be sure to visit BorgersRareCoins.com for further detailed information, as well as buying and selling directly online. In business for more than 50 years, Borgers knows the true value of not only precious metals, but their customers as well. A small, independently owned establishment that offers that family quality feel. You'll be absolutely thrilled with your experience. Don't delay. Contact Borgers today. Located in Hellertown, Pennsylvania, and proud sponsor of the What's Up Bro podcast show. We hope to see you there.
All right, we're coming back. I do promise I have to add the coming back sort of monologue there, which I will. Got a bunch of other things we have to do too, but we'll deal with that later. We'll do that for now. And we welcome you back to the show, or welcome you to the show if you're just tuning in. Of course, this is the What's Up Bro podcast show, brought to you by J&J Production Studios on the Airway Kingdom Network, your one true home for entertainment. Tonight, we are proud to have with us on the show Dark Princess, a local content. Well, I shouldn't say local, but I like to say local as a celebrity type. You're well known and do a lot of content, different things, and you have a lot of different ventures that you do. And another one is joining us here. I'm not sure. Is this your first time? Have you done a podcast before?
Not one like this.
Okay. When you say one like this, what do you mean?
I have done a family podcast
Okay.
from one of my friends because I do have a son that has autism. So
okay. I can relate.
Yeah, so we were talking about children with autism and things like that. So this is a little different.
Okay. No, I understood. I'm just curious. We always like to we don't get much feedback on ourselves a lot, so it's just kind of wondering like, what do people make of us? Not that we don't know it ourselves internally, but anyway. So we do want to go here.
I'm sorry. I'm going to use Dark Princesses. We don't give a fuck.
I wouldn't say that. I would just say, we don't know what the general perception typically is. I mean, we like to think, but we're always just curious. It's just one of those kind of mild feedback kind of things. But anyway, so we did say before we went to break, and we're going to bring this up just in case people are coming in, new or didn't listen to the beginning. So we want to explore a little bit. I'm going to start with, we will get to Bill's general curiosity because I know he's just dying to know, maybe tips and tricks and things.
Like I'm the only one. Yeah.
All I'm saying is you brought that up. I'm more curious as far as the production side of things, and I want to ask this because, again, it's the idea to see behind the camera, not just between the sheets kind of moment, which I think what you're trying to get to there, mister. So don't sass me. I got that file here somewhere. Anyway, but for those that maybe don't know, now a lot of us do content for different reasons, and everybody's doing something nowadays, just digital age. But to your best ability, how would you describe to people the amount of work that it really takes, not just from like your physical upkeep, but the demands of putting content out, maybe across multiple platforms, which I'm guessing is what you do as well, to really just the whole process. Like, well, we as the consumers or people that are entertained, we see the finished products of things, but we don't always see the grind. Unless you do it yourself, we don't know. So what is the grind like when you are trying to get content out as much as you put it out? How exhausting? I mean, it's worthwhile because you get stuff out, but how exhausting is it? How frustrating? All that kind of stuff.
So for me, a lot of my stuff is just organic.
Okay.
I always tell people I'm a very bad content creator because I am not the stereotypical, okay, I'm going to do all this makeup and do all of this stuff. I am a very...
We don't either.
Just me type of person. Whether it's just me posting selfies or posting whatever it is, or the relatable memes or whatever it is that I am posting that day. Again, a lot of my stuff comes from people are able to actually connect with me. But as far as like the modeling stuff, now, of course, that takes a lot more setup. I haven't done that in about it's been a couple of years now, but the whole makeup, the hair, the nails, the, buying the outfits, getting in them, especially for like, I did a lot of swimwear and lingerie stuff for Shein. And so that is where I guess you could say I show off a lot more of my body.
Right.
But yeah, so that takes a lot of time, effort, and energy, but it's really worth it to me.
Sure.
Especially once you get up there, you get comfortable, you get your pictures taken, and you get to put it out there. You see the positive feedback and things like that. It's really kind of self-rewarding. But that does take a little bit more time and energy
Right.
than the normal content and stuff that I do. But yeah.
Interesting too. And I want to say this and then I'll turn it over to Bill so you can change the category.
No, I'm actually going to stay in the same lane.
Yeah, that's what they all say, especially when a man drives. No. But we talked about this with Ash, as you saw, you watched the interview, and I want to put this out there because obviously you're in a similar vein, maybe not quite to what she does. I mean, you're kind of a little bit more eclectic with different things, like you're not solely focused. But one of the key points that we want to bring up for you, because this is, I think, part of the same thing you guys are very much similar with, is I use the term because it's talked about. So for the context of body shaming, now she gave her comments on this, and I want to ask you to give yours. And this is just, I'll put it this way: the importance of, as you said, obviously and she said the same thing. You're not a petite female, not a petite woman. Okay. You are very comfortable in your own body, your own skin, naturally. It's got to be very rewarding. I use this in the context you're saying, like when you're modeling and wearing barely anything. It has to be rewarding the fact of you are, I don't want to say as you're flaunting it, but you are able to allow yourself on camera where, most girls, most women, whatever the case, whatever the reason, would be so intimidated by that because they're like, again, and she used this comment of the girls, they look into these magazines like, I don't look like this model in this magazine. I don't look like this model. And actually, matter of factly, I'll share just one of these just to use this as a visual aid because we use this for obviously promotional too. We had her on the show. Again, you probably have seen this photo if you saw the episode, but we'll just use the one because she brought this up specifically. So this was a photo that she had done. I think it was a shoot that she did. Now, I should have realized it when we first obtained them, and you can tell right away. And she said this was all like AI stuff done. This really does not look like her at all, really, from all intents and purposes. And she made the comment too that, I'm not happy with it. It looks like a great photo just from us as viewers looking at it, or people who are just looking at it as bystanders seeing this. But she has said based on this, the concept is I don't like it because it really misrepresents me because that's not what my body looks like, and if anything, it's kind of like a disservice because it's not a true representation. I know it's trying to be flattering, obviously, and in a professional shoot, it's what they do, the whole bit, like you said too, makeup, no makeup, like there's pros and cons, all this stuff. But the question being is how much for you, and maybe as a role model example, or just for yourself, and how much similar your message in the same vein is, you don't care, you are comfortable with yourself, and as that message you would share with others about being comfortable in your own skin, aside from the backlash, maybe people clap back saying maybe they've seen you in shots of, oh, well, you're a plus or size type of female wearing bathing suits or lingerie that don't fit your body, quote unquote, as they say, the haters before. Like, what do you say? Like, what is your message there as far as being comfortable with your body? If you're going to tell anybody, even if it's somebody who wants to model or just maybe they're not doing that, but just for girls and women in general that just look at themselves in the mirror going, I don't know, I'm not sure about myself. What do you say to that?
For one, be comfortable within your own skin. And don't don't be so hard on yourself. Like I said,
Mhm.
we all have flaws. There's not a single person on this earth that is perfect.
Mhm.
It doesn't exist.
Right.
As far as like the photos and stuff, because I have been photographed, get you a photographer that knows what you want and what you're looking for. Like with
Okay.
me, my photographer knows, like, if it's something wrong with the lighting, change that. If it's
Okay.
something, but for the most part on my pictures, they are very limited edited as far as my body and my face.
Okay.
It might be something like there might be a stain on my shirt and she'll get rid of that, or if deodorant stain or something like that. But as far as like my body, she knows, don't edit that too much. I want
Mhm.
to show the real thing.
Right.
Another thing that I wanted to discuss too
Sure.
is don't get discouraged just because you're older, younger, thin, fat, whatever you are. If this is a field that you want to get into, then do it.
Okay.
And not when you look at magazines, those are high fashion models.
Right.
Okay. Most models don't start off as high fashion models.
Right. Yep.
It's commercial models. I'm talking about your Walmarts, your the advertisements on a regular billboard, the McDonald's logo, you eating a cheeseburger. Those, you still make money.
Right.
So they're all figures, they're all shapes. And so don't get discouraged thinking you have to be this big around and you have to look a certain way to be marketable, because that's not true.
Okay.
There's a lot in the field of commercial modeling that you can get into that isn't just you walking on a Victoria's Secret runway or whatever. Like, I couldn't go onto a Victoria's Secret runway. I'm too fluffy and I'm too short. I'm only 5'3". You have to be tall, and all of this. Like, I don't have it. And then also learning your body, and learning your angles and things like that when you take pictures. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't have, I'm not 5'8", so learning how to extend your legs, learning how to pose certain ways, that can take you a long way versus you trying to get plastic surgery or something like that to change your
Modify
body.
it. Yeah. What is the allure? Like, why? And I'm just, again, curiosity's gotten the better of me too. Like, why is it in the modeling realm? Is it because of the gowns, the shoot? Like, why is the height thing such a big thing for runway model? Like, is there a specific? I mean, again, I'm obviously not a model, I don't know, but is there a particular reason why the height is such a key feature for runway models?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the designers.
Okay.
The designers make the clothes. They don't, especially for like runway or for certain events and things like that, or for displays. They make their outfit. If you can't fit into that outfit, then it's not going to work, because it's not like they have a plethora of designs. So if you can't fit into it on that runway, then it's not going to work.
Okay. All right, now I'll defer to Bill. Go ahead. You're curious. We want to change the vein a little bit. Go ahead.
No.
He's salivating. I get it. No, it's okay.
So I'm going to stick with the fact I didn't know that you had a son with autism. I give you mad props on that. I know Justin has experience with that. I had a brother with multiple exceptionalities who eventually died when I was in high school.
I'm sorry.
It takes a lot. I saw what it did to my mom and dad. It's not easy.
No.
And for you to maintain the positive attitude and the hard work that you have.
Yeah.
And as an educator, I deal with all levels of autism, because autism isn't just one thing. It's a broad brush.
Yep.
It could be anything from a functioning surgeon to somebody that can't feed themselves, and everything in between. You're dealing with Asperger's, and so good on you. I give you all the props in the world for that. But to make it a little bit later, go ahead.
I just wanted to speak as well. So as far as education, that is actually, well, it was. I have now been out of it for like, I think 5 years. but I worked as a early childhood educator for 10 plus years, and
God bless you.
I actually have
I
a degree in early childhood education,
Okay.
and I also worked in a special needs daycare for 3 years. So,
Okay.
I love the ankle biters, but I do not have the energy to do that 8 hours a day. I just do not have that.
that's what a lot of people say. It takes a special person to work with,
like
totally.
I've been in that area for large periods of time during a day, and you're a special kind of person, and that's awesome. Now, to make things a little bit lighter.
Okay.
Now,
Here we go.
all of us are content creators.
Mm-hmm.
All of us have been in the game for a while. What's one of the positives or surprises you've heard or received as a result of being a content creator that came out of left field that you didn't expect? Somebody reached out to you, you got to know somebody, you got some sort of gift. Is there, or just a general feeling as a content creator
Good one.
that you wouldn't have had otherwise?
That's a good question. I would say, and this actually just happened really recently. I had one of my followers reach out to me. Like I said, I let my DMs be open. So she reached out to me and she says, "Hey, we haven't never spoke privately before, but I just wanted to let you know that you motivated me to do a photo shoot for my husband for our anniversary." And I'm like, "Oh, that's really awesome." And so I gave her tips, I gave her tricks and different things that she can do, because it was going to be a more spicier type of photo shoot.
It's one of those boudoir sessions.
Yes. So I actually helped her with that, and then she wasn't understanding something. So we actually did a video call, and then afterwards she contacted me a couple of weeks later, and she called me back and she cried, and she was just telling me how thankful she was that I took the time to actually sit down with her and talk her through a lot of those things that she was just really nervous about. And that really warmed my heart. Like, that's the whole reason that I keep my page running. I like to be able to encourage people. I like for them to be able to ask me questions, to feel comfortable enough to be able to share those moments, because that was a private moment for her, but I was able to help her with that. Somebody that lives thousands of miles away from me, but yet I could still help her and give her guidance in a positive way, and not only a positive way, but make her feel positive about her own self and her own body, and to give her the confidence enough to be able to do something like that.
Like, that's one of the things that people that are consumers of podcasts, they don't necessarily understand. Yeah, we try to have the best product we have. We work hard at it. We do what we got to do. But there's a lot behind the scenes, and I've had many people through my various podcasts over the years reach out to me in ways that they never would have otherwise. And to me, that always feels, I mean, I don't need a pat on the back. I don't need a golden crown or anything. But if I can legitimately help somebody with something, that gives me a sense of, you know what, this isn't all just wasted time talking about decapitated people, you know. In a horror movie. I'm not about murder. I'm in a horror movie.
Like, why would you? Like you go, not to be weird, you go right there with no context. That's totally normal. Yeah, I mean,
for those
I kind of knew what he meant already.
I kind of did too, but he does scare a lot of people sometimes. So, you know,
for those uninitiated, I'm on a show, a podcast called Land of the Creeps, and we go 3 to 5 hours every 2 weeks discussing everything horror. So that's where that's where I'm coming from. But even in a topic like that, you get people dealing with life issues, and they come to you with those things that they probably wouldn't have otherwise, but they feel comfortable enough. They listen to you all the time. They feel like they're part of the family. And so I've had things come out of the blue that I was like, okay, how can I help you? What can I do? And then you build a bond with your audience.
Yes. And like I told you earlier, I call them my royal family, or my royal followers. I do weekly check-ins, mental health check-ins. Then of course the spicier stuff, I ask, you know, hey guys, what are we doing this week? And just things like that. And I let them have a space not only is it my space, but I allow them to have a space to where they're comfortable talking about these things, or comfortable talking about deeper things in general, whether it's mental health or polyamorous questions, or just asking questions in general about whether it's a kink related or a life topic. But we have weekly discussions where we just talk about different things, and everybody from all of, like I said, all of my different communities, whether it's a Sims player or somebody that only plays Call of Duty, or somebody that's over here in the kink community, or the polyamorous girl, like, but we all come together as a group and have this whole discussion that sometimes lasts hours, and it's great.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. I will say I want to put this out. We are going to be obviously we are going to definitely welcome you to come back here at some point to talk more with us about different things. We're going to expand upon that. We do have some projects. I know Ash is going to come on some things. We have some of our female associates that are they have a group conversation. If you would love to come on and talk there, I'm sure they would love to talk. We call it girl talk, not to make it sound sexist, but it's just the girls want to chat. You're definitely welcome to do that. I know they've been really anxious to do that. I think you guys would get along swimmingly just because you have a lot of similar mindsets.
What we advocate for are strong women that aren't afraid to speak their mind, but in a respectful way. And
absolutely,
that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, so I think that'd be a great fit. If you would love to know that more about that, we'll definitely be in touch with you about that. I think it'd be great. We're going to talk to them about that as well. There's a lot of great things to cover there. We also do want to do here now. I want to just let you have your definite moment in the spotlight. We don't have an actual spotlight, but we'll pretend. But for those that don't. I do have sound effects. It's not quite this. Okay, well, let's do it this way. I kind of we call it your sales pitch moment. So for people that don't know or don't follow you already, I'll do it here. Let me find it. Here it is. Please be feeling free to tell us where people can find you, connect with you, and just get to know more or follow your adventures. Where can we find you? Where, how, why, when?
I have a Facebook page, and it is literally my username, Dark Princess XX. You can come and follow me there. Come join my little royal family where we can talk, spread positivity, talk about anything from gaming to Harry Potter to kink, all in the same week if you want to. Just come on over and have a good time with us.
See, I think your nickname, Dark Princess, has nothing to do with your ethnicity. It's about the dark side of you.
How do you?
And no, he is exactly right, though. A lot of people assume that it's because I'm a Black girl and I like, certain things. But no, it actually, years and years and years ago, when I was a teenager, I had a username called Princess of Darkness. But then I had to shorten that when I went to another game because it was too long. And so it was Princess. And so I've been Dark Princess ever since on most platforms.
All right. Well, she shaved your butt there. Okay, I get it. That makes sense. And as long as you're okay with that, because listen, I don't ever.
I'm more than just my good looks, I got a little bit of hair.
I'm sorry. What was that? No, I didn't hear. Okay, so the thing of it, I never know what someone's gonna say just because we don't always pre-screen, and I kind of let people go off the cuff, which we do a lot. But
there's not that television 7-second delay. We don't have that.
No, we're raw, real, unfiltered, the whole bit. So,
but there is something I want to say before.
Go ahead. Yeah, sure.
Whether it is because since we did bring up my race just now, with the gaming community, the kink community, all of the different communities that I'm in, sometimes I am kind of the oddball out because I am African American. There's not usually a lot of us in those communities, so I'm usually the oddball out, and I'm okay with that. But there's a lot of stereotypes that come along with it, whether it is fetishes, I've never been with a Black girl kind of thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, or just things in general of that nature. Also, what else was I going to say? Kind of had a brain fart there for a second. Also, being in this type of community, the kink and polyamorous community, a lot of pre-notions of like, oh, well, she's pansexual and poly and all of this, so anybody could get it. That is a hard no.
Right.
Just because I live those type of lifestyle does not mean that I am a whore, or just because I post
Fair
these
point.
spicy pictures on, social media does not mean that I'm just spreading my legs,
Right.
type of thing. I think that's the biggest
Mm-hmm.
preconceived notion that a lot of people get.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do kind of get those icky men. I don't really like when you ask me, do I have a lot of negativity? Not negativity, just more like
Weird.
preconceived notions of like, oh, well, since she's posting it out there like that, I mean, I'm like, no, that's not what that means.
You're
You're
getting a lot of guys in the raincoats.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, that's like I said, we do want to have like a discussion. I want to get the ladies here, especially with Ash. I know she's going to come on. Maybe get you guys together in the same show to talk about it, because I think the stories would just be incredible, sharing experiences, because she's pretty much, again, you probably saw the whole interview. She said basically the same thing. So I think that'd be a wonderful topic of discussion. So if we can let you know about that, if you're interested, we would love to bring you on for that.
And to be completely honest, one of the reasons I reached out to you is you're sex positive, you're body positive, you're mental health positive.
It all works together.
That's the kind of thing we're into. I mean, some people like video games, some people like fantasy sports, some people like guitar play, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
People are people, and you got to learn to get together. And I don't have time to be with drama and negative people. So, you're fitting right in perfectly, and I think you'll do well with the girls, with Amber. You guys will be fantastic. Yeah,
we would love to do that.
Yeah,
we'll definitely let you know. We're cooking something up, trying to get something going. It's definitely coming up in the works. Again, I think it'll be phenomenal. So we will keep you. We'll keep you, no pun intended, abreast with that. So that's the first word that came to mind. Not for any other reason, it's just what it is.
Oh yes. Oh, you give me shit.
And I can do it again. Look at that. No, I'm just kidding. But we're really glad that you could join us tonight. I hope you had a great time. I'd like to have you come back again. There's plenty more stuff we want to talk about, chat with. Again, for you guys watching, listening at home, go check out Dark Princess. I'm sure you're not hard to find on the internet. So,
by the way, what is your game of choice?
Ooh, good one. Yeah, we can end with that one.
Now we know you like Sims, but what's something other than a Sims game?
So I play a lot of mobile games.
Mm-hmm.
I like to try out a lot of different things. I have done racing games, player versus player, Fortnite. I've done a lot of different stuff. It's kind of hard for me to say what my favorite is because I bounce around a lot.
It is. Yeah, it is.
So
are you a Five Nights at Freddy's girl?
I have not played that yet, but I do have it on my wish list.
There you go. He didn't even know. You didn't know that was a thing. Bill had no clue.
Well, of course I did. When I have my kids in grade 5 tell me about it, I sure.
Oh, well, okay. Well, there, yeah, naturally. But I'm saying you wouldn't have known unless it was spoiled by the kids. So, I mean, please, you're living in Atari days. They haven't used that since what, like the 70s.
I can. I'll tell you this, Dark Princess. I can remember playing Pong.
Oh, wow.
Slow down there, wild man.
The thing about Pong is everybody says, "Oh, that's easy. It's just a ball going." You damn well play it after you get to about level 10, and it's whipping all over the place. You're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, well, we know if you disappear for a while, we know where you'll be. Just saying. Well, Princess, we're glad you could join us. Thank you for being here. We hope you had a lovely time. Again, we look forward to more. Again, welcome back anytime. We will work something out with the girls. It's going to be a lovely chat. I actually have some other projects that we can chat with you about that you might be interested in. I don't know. Well, we'll talk about that and see where your interest is there.
You are now, Dark Princess, on his task list. I don't know if you want to get that as a good or a bad. I don't know.
I mean, it's a good. My business mind, it kind of goes crazy, so I always get thoughts and I like to share them. Again, it doesn't mean she's obligated to. It's just float some ideas around. If you're open to it, great. If not, it doesn't hurt to ask. So I just want to put that out there as a little teaser. I'm not going to say what it is because we're not going to say anything on the air, but you guys can stay tuned for more to find out. We will definitely let you know. But go check her out. And again, people can reach out to you if they have questions. You want to know more, you'll be happy to talk with people, maybe interested in similar things, maybe questions about anything that you are good with. You can reach out there as well. You can reach out for us. We can put you in contact there also. But check her out for more. Follow everywhere and anywhere else we can put out. And if you have any links or things that we can share, let us know too. We'd be happy to put that out there also, if that helps. We can definitely do that. But it's wonderful to have you join us here. A great conversation. I hope you will come back soon. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time with you guys.
We appreciate that. We look forward to more soon. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Stay tuned. And of course, we have plenty more content to come, but we, as always, thank you for watching. We appreciate you all, the love and support. We hope to talk to you all very, very soon. Good night. Cheers. Happy weekend. See you all next time at our very next show. Until then, goodbye for now.
Thank you for listening to the What's Up Bro show. Catch all the latest live action on your favorite podcast streaming services, including Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. You can also check out episodes on the studio's official YouTube channel. Subscribe and become a member today. Don't forget to also turn on notifications so you'll know when new content is uploaded. Stay tuned and don't miss a single moment. We love and appreciate all your support. And as always, we will see you at the show.